You're good.
It's recording.
Look at that. All right. Well, hi. Well, hello, team. Awesome. Chris here, and I am super excited to be able to connect with you tonight. Thank you, Brenda, for coordinating this. And I know it's a Sunday night, so I promise you it will just be a quick 20, 25 minutes. Out of respect to everybody's schedule, but I was just there in Pittsburgh. I guess it's 2 weeks ago now, and had an amazing time connecting face to face with so many of you. And I said to Brenda as we were talking earlier in the week, I said I really want to have an opportunity to reconnect with the team, and really, a couple of things I want to talk about tonight. One is, for those of you who were at the meeting 2 weeks ago or zoomed into it, what have you done in the last 2 weeks to take, something that you've taken out of that meeting to move your business forward. And then I have a couple of things I wanted to talk about here tonight, with the plans that Brenda and I are putting together for the team at Awesome, right? So, I'll do all the talking here. You guys can do the writing, and then at the end, if you have some questions or comments, we'll just open it up and take it from there. But so the first place I do want to start is in your notes, as you're taking notes from tonight, is to say, from 2 weeks ago, to go back and review your notes from the time that we spent together face to face, or again, for those who were out of state that zoomed in, and what have you applied? In most cases, we've applied something. In some cases, we have intentions of what we want to put into our business to help, improve dating or recruiting, and maybe we haven't implemented it just yet. So this could be a friendly reminder to say, I was there, Chris, and yes, we did, talk about things that I was going to do, and I wrote the notes down, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So this could be a little tap on the shoulder to say, let's start now, right? But the thing I wanted to jump in and talk to everybody about tonight really is about your weekly profit goal. And I want you to ask yourself, what is your weekly profit goal? How much will make a difference to you and your family between now and Friday, right? We've already got to start yesterday on Saturday. Big exciting news. Tupperware's got some great incentives here during the second week of March. I don't want to go through those in detail. I think it's pretty straightforward and pretty clear. The 50% off each item on page 75 in the catalog. I mean, OMG, these are incredible discounts, right? And I want to help you with these offers, by the way. Why are we doing this? Why 50% off page 75? Let's just start there. Page 75, and then the Fridge Smart set, right? That's positioned in the brochure. When you buy the Fridge Smart set for $99, you get the 2 free small Fridge Smart containers as a bonus gift, right? As a kind of like a gift with purchase, if you will. Why do we put these little energizers out there? These are to help you as a consultant reconnect with previous customers, and then also when you're holding your parties this week, or customers that you're seeing throughout the week, an opportunity for you to connect and build an order, right? So the way that I would leverage these offers that we have going on right now is with the Fridge Smart, right? If you haven't done so just yet, I would go back through your customers over the last 6 months and look at people who've purchased Fridge Smart from you, right? As a service, as a service that you provide to your customers. I always believe it's our job to let people know when there's something special going on with Fridge Smart. So I would contact or reach out and connect with my Fridge Smart customers to say, hey, by the way, here's what's going on this week, and how are you doing with your Fridge Smart? And in most cases, people who are using Fridge Smarts, they need more. They need more than what they currently have. So this is a great way to just kind of like, who do I talk to and when? This is what typically happens as a company, when we put these offers out. So, the offers came out yesterday on Saturday. Here it is Sunday night. If you haven't already started to reach out to your Fridge Smart customers, then I'm going to say, what are you waiting for, right? So maybe tonight you just start looking up all your Fridge Smart customers and start individually reaching out to each customer to say, how are you doing with your Fridge Smarts? by the way, Tupperware's got a special on Fridge Smarts this week, and I wanted to make sure you were aware of it. You know, and try to either one, sell to them, or two, get them to date a party to introduce their friends to Fridge Smart, right? And then, you know, the other offers that we have going on, 50% off page 75. Well, why are we doing that, right? It's not to sit there and sell items at 50% off. It's to add a 50% off item to something that they're purchasing this week at full price out of the catalog, or full price out of the brochure. So, you know, the way I would always look at these 50% off items is I want you to kind of think about them like you're checking out at the grocery store, and there's the magazines and the pack of gum, you know, the gum and mints and candies that are sitting right there. Why are those things there? They're to add on to whatever you're already purchasing, right? So the way that I would look at it is to take advantage of the 50% savings, reach out to customers, and, you know, maybe they're interested in the serving center, or, you know, at 50% off, or the other items at 50% off, but then take them back to other items that complement, that are at regular price, so that you're increasing your customer spend, right? So if I'm getting something at 50% off, then I can kind of justify it in my head. If I'm buying something at one item at full price, you know, 2 or 3 items at 50% off, I'm feeling really kind of good about my order. If you only sell the 50% off items and nothing else, then you're kind of setting it up in the customer's head not to buy Tupperware unless it's 50% off, right? So think about, I'm trying to help you leverage these items. Now, to me, the 50% off page 75, that is like everybody who's holding parties this week, and there's still time to date a party into this week. If you haven't, you know, if your profit goal is not being achieved this week, and you're like, you know what, Chris, I need an extra $150, $200, $300 this week. You know, from tonight, there's no reason why we can't pick up the phone and date some parties. But the way that I would use page 75 at my parties is I would go through the party as normal, get everybody to focus on what they're going to be ordering. And then the very last thing I would say is, oh, by the way, for being here tonight, we're running a special. Anything on page 75 is 50% off. Don't lead with the 50% off. Lead with, if you're demonstrating a stack cooker, a Micro Pro grill, if you're demonstrating, you know, a modular set, whatever you're demonstrating that's at regular price with your customers. Smart multi-cooker, maybe you're demonstrating that this week as the key product that you want people to engage and purchase. Then they're checking out to buy their smart multi-cooker. Then you sit there and say, by the way, last thing I want to share with everybody tonight, 50% off anything on page 75. So as you're wrapping up your orders, take a look and see, do you need an extra set or two of, you know, the lunch plates, which are great, you know, for the kids. If you have, you know, you're planning on doing some entertaining, you know, with summer around the corner, you know, this is a great time to pick up the serving center. You're looking for a gift for somebody. These are great items at 50% off that you can just add to your order. But if you only walk into the party selling 50% off items, your party sales are going to come down, right? So think about it as the 50% items are an add-on after you've worked with your customer outside and at your parties. I got to be honest, I'm seeing so many people on Facebook just posting the 50% off items. I just want to make sure that as they're doing that to grab customers' attention, that you're also using the 2 brochures that we have this week to build the customer order. So in summary, here's what I'm saying. Right? So think about the Fridge Smart. I mean, that's a $99 purchase, and we're putting 2 free small Fridge Smart containers with it to boost the value of that, but it's a $99 order. That's, you know, that's a good customer spend. We can get a customer spending $100 a whack, you know, each time that they're ordering. Fantastic. If you don't go in that range and you just offer the 50% off items, you might be down here selling something for $12. We're not about selling individual items at $12. That's you know, you're better off selling a full price item and adding a 50% off item to it. Hopefully I'm making sense with what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that, you know, we take these offers, we leverage this. We've got to let all of our customers know, and I know you guys are really, really good about doing that through Facebook, through your personal connections, through texting your customers and letting them know what's on special this week. But make sure as they're checking out that they're going through the 2 brochures and that they're also adding other regular range priced items so that your customer spend is moving up, not down, right? Hopefully that makes sense to all of you, but be smart about these offers, because when you sit there and say, why is Tupperware doing this? This is to take your regular size order and add on top of it one or more 50% off items to pull the customer order spend up and to pull your profit up, not to go out there and just pull it down, right? So think about it that way. But this is a big thing. So what I want you to do is I want you to think, what is your profit goal for this week? How much between now and Friday will make a difference to you and your family? And then look at your date book and say, all right, I've got 2 parties up. Great. I've got 1 party up. I could probably add another one if I tried. Or I'm sitting here tonight, Chris, on a Sunday night, and I have no parties between now and Friday. Well, where do we go with that? Where do we go with that, right? So this again would be to reach out to your FridgeSmart customers to say, you're doing a FridgeSmart Solutions party this week, and the great news is you're reaching out to your FridgeSmart customers because they might need more FridgeSmarts. But what you want to do is, what I'd love to do is offer you an opportunity to get together with your neighbor, your girlfriends, or coworkers, and show them how the value of what FridgeSmart can do. And this week only, anybody who buys a FridgeSmart set gets 2 free FridgeSmart containers. So for the person who's hosting it, that's a great opportunity for them to be able to have a bonus for their friends who attend the party, that sort of thing. So think about it and look at your calendar for the week. And here's the question I always ask myself: if you had the parties, would you do them? If you had an extra party this week, would you do it? And we're sitting here on Sunday night. You might say, well, Chris, to date a party into Friday, that's kind of difficult. I'm going to say it might be difficult in your head, but it's not difficult in my head. Because what does it take to get a party together? Just get together with 4 or 5, just get 3 or 4 of your girlfriends together over a glass of wine, and I could be there Thursday night. It could be just that quick, right? And of course, you set it up with, where they can, send the link out so that people who cannot attend can place their orders and take advantage of these great offers that we have going on. But the idea is to get together with 3 or 4 people, for a very quick party. Or you might sit there and say, you know what, Chris, I've tried and I can't get people to date a party. Then date one yourself. Do an open house this Thursday or this Friday and invite all of your customers to swing by your house, and show them, the items that are on special this week, and do a demonstration. Just let them know you're doing a cooking class. Don't call it a Tupperware party. Just say, I'm doing a cooking class this Thursday night for my preferred customers. I'm going to show you how to cook healthy, nutritional meals in 30 minutes or less using our Smart Multi-Cooker. By the way, we've got items that are 50% off this week, and we've got, a gift with purchase with our FridgeSmart collection. So, there's great offers that you can take advantage of when you swing by my place anytime, and make it a fun event. What's the worst thing that would happen? Nobody shows up. You don't lose anything. Right? You lose nothing. But if you put a date out there and you invite people and you get 2 or 3 customers who come to your house and you sell $300, $400, that's better than nothing. And you're increasing from where you're currently sitting right now. What makes that happen? It's up in your head, and it's picking up the phone and making the connections. So I want you to think about it. Write this down in your notes. What's my profit goal for this week? What's my profit goal? How much do I want to make this week? I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've got 5 days in front of me. What's my profit goal? What can I do? Those are the key words. What can I do between now and Friday to increase my sales? And if you feel like you're doing your job by just posting on Facebook, 50% off these items. Here's a FridgeSmart set, get 2 containers free, and you just put it out there, and then you wait for people to place an order on your through your website or to contact you directly, that is like playing the lottery. So I'm going to ask you, what will you do intentionally to increase your profits between now and Friday? And it could be as easy as, like I'm mentioning, it could be as easy as just dating a cooking class, right? Now, speaking of that, this is one of the key things that when I was there in Pittsburgh that we talked about. And by the way, I don't have the date just yet, but I am working with Brenda. And we're setting up a time frame for me to come back closer to the end of April, so probably in about 6 weeks from now. But we're setting up my next visit to come out to the greater Pittsburgh area, and and putting together an event again, so I can come back out and be face to face with all of you. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about the party. And I'm looking at the region. This is not awesome that I'm talking about. This is the entire region. And what I'm finding is that we're holding less parties than we were holding a year ago. And I step back and I think about it. And I was just had the opportunity of listening to a speaker in the industry, and she was sharing. She's been in the business for 32 years now, and she was sharing 32 years ago, 3 out of 10 people, or 30% out of 100. I'm sorry, 30% out of 100 would date a Tupperware party 30 years ago. 20 years ago, 30% out of 100 would date a party. Today, she's active as a speaker in the direct sales industry, and she's like, today, 30% of people will date a Tupperware party. Will hold an in-home party in the direct sales industry. So, I was fascinated by that, to hear how it really hasn't changed, but what has changed is social media. What has changed is the ease of online ordering. What has changed? So basically, what's changed is, for us, it's been made easier to do the alternative route and just collect orders. And if you find yourself sitting here tonight as someone who used to hold parties and enjoyed them, and you find yourself doing more order collecting, and you're not overly happy with your results, then I'm glad you're on this Zoom tonight, because I'm trying to tap into your minds again and to say, you know what? Every location I go to, I ask people, do you like your Tupperware parties, or do you love them? And consultants and managers and directors, they scream at me, Chris, we love our parties. But then when I look at your date books, I would say, I think you love them, but you're not doing them, right? So I really want you to kind of think about this yourself, as to say, you know what? Yeah, I was holding more parties last year. Maybe I'm holding less parties this year. Why? Have I changed in my approach as a consultant or manager? Have I started going the easy route and just putting it out there on Facebook and waiting for people to place an order? Oh, great, Tupperware is running 50% off page 75. Woohoo, I'm gonna sell a lot of Tupperware this week. And you know what? I know you will. But then what happens after Friday? There's no datings into the next couple of weeks. But if you held a party this week and you dated one party into next week, you'd have some place to go next week. And this week, when you're holding your party, you're able to offer your customers the 50% off. This is what I used to do when I was a consultant and a manager, and when I was a distributor or business leader equivalent, right? And this is what I used to do, because I held parties throughout that time frame. And whenever Tupperware had a special on something, I just went to my party as normal. I talked about I would always demonstrate a full priced item that I wanted people to buy. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you're at the party tonight. Everybody go to page 75. Anything on that page, 50% off, just because you're here tonight. If they didn't hear it any other way, then I made it sound like it's a perk of being at the party, a bonus for being a customer at the party, right? I think you guys get the idea. But I want you to ask yourself this question. If you had a party this week, would you hold it? If there was a party in your date book this week, would you go out and do it? Now, Brenda and I are not going to date the parties and just give them to you. You've got the relationship with your customers. It's about picking up the phone. When I was there in Pittsburgh, I challenged all of you to do that 20 no challenge. I've got to tell you, from every location I've gone to on the road, I put that out there, and I've got people just messaging me left and right on Facebook saying, Chris, I did my 20 no's. I was literally in Long Island on Wednesday. Thursday, I was in Paramus, New Jersey, and Thursday, when I was leaving that meeting, I had a message from a manager from the night before who did her 20 no's in one day. Dated a party and sold a couple $100 in Tupperware along the way. So there are customers out there. There are people out there who want what we have. And I'm just asking you the question, what's your profit goal this week? And what will it take for you to pick up the phone and start connecting with people? And remember, you're going to get more no's than a yes, and then you will get a yes. And maybe you have to talk to 20 people to date a party. But when you hold a party this week, and the party with the 50% off items and the Fridge Smart bonus, get the party sales to over 600 so the host can get the lunch set for 15 bucks. Well, I don't know about you, but you just put $150 in your pocket. I would take 20 no's to get $150, right? And in between, you've got your customers, your loyal customers placing orders, just straight placing orders, right? So basically what I'm saying here tonight, what am I saying? I'm saying a lot. Here's what I'm saying. Let me summarize this for you, right? You're going to sell a lot of Tupperware this week with the 50% off items in the Fridge Smart. Consider it done. What I'm challenging you to do is to date one party into your date book between tonight and Friday, right? So maybe you get off this Zoom and you start reaching out to some of your customers or follow up with them tomorrow. Get a date for Thursday or Friday. You don't need 2 weeks to plan a party. Some of my best parties had less than 48 hours to get it together. What do they need to do? Get 4 or 5 people to pop over their house. That's all they need. They don't need 2 weeks to prepare for it. You don't need 2 weeks to prepare for it. You can do a party tomorrow night if someone called you and said, hey, you know? So think about that. So what I'm trying to get you to do is add one incremental party into this week while you're doing your normal reaching out to your customers, sending them to your website, having them take advantage of the 50% savings on page 75 and the Fridge Smart bonus offer. While you're doing that, I'm trying to get you to add one more party into this week so that in addition to what you're making, because you don't know what you're making between now and Friday, you have no clue what you're making between now and Friday. But if you date a party, you know you've got a good chance of making over $100, $150. That's a guarantee, right? So what I'm trying to do is do both for you. And so that's really the main thing I wanted to connect with all of you tonight. You know, we've got this incredible offer that was just announced yesterday. I know I don't have to talk to you about how to go out there and put it out there to your customers. Brenda's trained you on that. You guys are seasoned. You know what to do. And it really is not only putting it out there on Facebook, but I believe a personal call, or you know, if you're a full-time worker and you don't have time to call, then I would say individual text messages to say, hey Susie, did you catch what I put on Facebook? You know, hey Mary, did you see what I put on Facebook? Take a look at this offer that we have, and maybe text them the offer itself so it's a little bit more customized, and then point them back to your website. But in the meanwhile, while you're doing that, I want you to do your best to date one party. And here's the thing, right? You might sit there and say, well, Chris, you know, I couldn't date a party. Then I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to hit the BS button, because you could date a party with yourself. You could do an open house cooking class for your preferred customers this Thursday or this Friday. So that gives you Monday to put it out there and communicate. It gives you 2 days, you know, to get invites going. It gives you Thursday night, you're doing this no later than Friday night. And then let them know, hey, I'm doing a cooking class using the Smart Multi-Cooker. I'm going to show you how to do blah, blah, blah. The recipe I'm making is this, ... And then, by the way, you're going to be able to take advantage of 50% savings on these items and send them, you know, the flyer for the 50% off. But pull them into a cooking class and let them know any guest that they bring with them can also get the 50% off. They don't know any different. So I would say to my customers, hey, bring a guest to the party and they can take advantage of the 50% off too. Oh my goodness. So now I'm talking to a coworker saying, hey, I'm going to a Tupperware cooking class and they have some 50% off items. If you come with me, you can take advantage of it. They don't know any different, and they'll bring a guest. And all of a sudden you have a new customer in front of you that you can establish business with and perhaps date a party with, right? So I want you to just, you know, think about your profit goal. I'm trying to get inside your head tonight. Think about your profit goal. What can you do? Think about those words. What can you do to increase your profits between now and Friday that would make a difference to you and your family? How will you approach adding one new party into this week? What will happen when you have an extra party being held this week? If you have 0 right now, what will happen if you hold a party this week and get a dating into next week? Great. You might get to the end of this week just purely selling, and then Brenda and I, we're going to applaud you. And then we're going to look at your date book next week and you're going to have a 0 again. We're going to be like, okay, you're back at square one. But if you date a party into this week and get a dating into next week, you've got business that you're continuing to expand on, right? So the point I'm trying to say here is do your best to date a party. If you can't get a host to date one yourself. Every day I want you to run with the sale because you're going to anyway. But what will happen when you get to the end of the week and you've held a party plus collected your orders, you can send me a message and say, you know what, Chris, thanks. Thanks for the reminder. Thanks for tapping me on the shoulder Sunday night, because you know what? I dated a party. It was an $800 party. I made $200 that I didn't have planned when we were talking Sunday night. Somebody sitting here on this Zoom right now, one of you sitting here on this Zoom or more, or listening to the recording, will have that success story to tell on Friday night or Saturday morning, and Brenda will be like, woohoo, look who did this, who didn't have a party and went out and made it happen. And the rest of us are going to sit there and go, I should have picked up the phone. Maybe I should have. Right? So I want you to think about that. Last thing I want to share with you very quickly, and then we're going to wrap up because I said we were going to be a quick 25, 30 minutes tonight. Last thing I want to just talk to you about is from when I was there the other week. I've been following up with Brenda, and I've had some preliminary conversations with a few of you, but I want to expand this so that everybody at Awesome knows what we're looking at. And to the existing managers and star managers, this is to let you know that Brenda and I are looking at developing new executive managers at Awesome. So we're looking for those who are looking for more. We're looking for those of you who are looking for more out of your business, right? And the reason why I want to move managers and star managers to executive manager is because there's more money to be made at an executive manager. Just there's more money, right? So I want to put you in a place where you're making more money. And what we're looking to do is develop more executive managers. So we're looking for 2 or 3 of our existing managers to move up to executive. And then I'm partnering with Brenda. We're on a mission to develop 2 new directors at Awesome this year. We're expanding the company, beyond the existing directors that we have. We're expanding the company to add new directors. And I know that Kentucky is a hot spot for us, and certainly, Western Pennsylvania is a huge market for us. We're not even scratching the surface in the greater Pittsburgh area. We absolutely are not scratching the surface in the greater Pittsburgh area. I go back to when Brenda and her counterpart Melissa were top directors in the region. They both stepped up to a new career level as business leaders and have taken on more responsibility. We've not backfilled their positions. We've not backfilled those director positions. So there's director opportunities in the greater Pittsburgh area. And then I know that we've got part of the team in Kentucky, and then also part of the team in other states across the U.S. that Brenda's tightly connected with, Texas, and I know another state that we're working on. So we have an interest in developing directors in those states as well. So if you're listening to this and you're sitting there saying, yes, I want to be a director, or I want to be a director again. I know some people have had some life happen to them, and you know what? Brenda and I are here we've got our running shoes on, and we're all about running with those who want to run. So I want to wrap it up. There you go. She's got a running shoe right there. So, I just want to kind of wrap it up by saying, in summary, what is your profit goal this week? What will it take for you to reach out and connect with customers tonight and tomorrow to put one party into Thursday and Friday? This is a quick, fast party you're pulling together, right? But what will happen when you hold that party and you put extra profit in your pocket? It's work. It's absolutely work. But at the end of the week, when you have an extra $100, $150 in your pocket, all you have to do is just message me and say, thanks, Chris, right? Because that's my job, to help you put more money in your pocket. We've got the tools. You've got these great sales. The sales are going to happen anyway. But when you can put a party on top of it, you're growing your business, because the party will take you to another party and to another party. The sale will end Friday, and then Saturday you're going to be sitting there with zero. Starting another week with nothing in the lineup. So what can we do to remove the zero, put in a 1, and if you exhaust all of your leads, then date a party yourself and invite all of your preferred customers to your house. And make it a cooking class and do something interesting. Don't call it a Tupperware party. Call it a cooking class and get really creative with what you're doing. And then the hook to get them there are these incredible sales that we have going on. And then lastly, if we're looking for a minimum of 3 new executive managers at Awesome. So if you're sitting here as a manager or a star manager and you want more, reach out to Brenda tonight or tomorrow and just let her know. I'm having weekly conversations with Brenda, and we're working very closely with Awesome in partnership, because we want those who want more to get more time and to get the more that they're looking for out of the business. And then 2 new directors is our commitment to promote this year at Awesome. So if you're sitting there saying, I want more, then we want to talk to you. Before I wrap up, any questions or comments about what I talked about tonight? Hello? Bueller? Bueller? I always love doing that. Any comments about what we talked about tonight? Is anybody feeling like, you know what, I can date a party into this week? Do you feel like you can date a party into this week? Would you hold a party if you had one? How about we start there? You just have to put your hand up. If I had a party, Chris, I'd hold it, right? Or are you saying if there was a party, I'd prefer not to do it? All right, the answer. Yeah. Phyllis, go for it.
No, if I had a party, and I will have a party this week. Yeah, I'll hold a party this week.
Beautiful, Phyllis. That's it. I mean, and then, you know, it's just really following up with customers, and maybe instead of calling it a party, just call it a cooking class or a social, or hey, what are you doing Thursday night? I'm getting together with the girls over a glass of wine, and we're gonna play with the smart cooker, smart multi cooker, and show you how to make a complete meal in 30 minutes or less. Like,
well, I've never had a home party. This baby of the week, Brenda, is over my shoulder on FaceTime.
I told you I'd be there, Phyllis.
I know you did. I'm working really hard, and I do want more. I really do.
Good, Phyllis. Good. You know what, Phyllis? We'll show you how. When you do hold a party, how you actually maximize your time and get more out. A lot of people will run around doing the individual orders and spend a lot of time, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's great incremental. But think about if you held 1 or 2 parties a week, how you would maximize your profits for the amount of time you invest in Tupperware. And that's truly what Brenda's job and my job is to help people learn how to get the party process going. And and I think the word party sometimes really throws people off. And the more that I'm talking to people, I'm hearing more of them just dating cooking classes, because people are interested in learning how to cook, especially in the microwave. They just don't know how. They know how to reheat in the microwave. They don't know how to cook in the microwave. And we've got the products that can teach people and give them the confidence. And I'm sorry, I'm going to give you a couple word choices here now, because I've been really passionate about this lately. While you're talking to customers, just say to them, look, are you that mom who's tired of driving through McDonald's or calling Domino's to have them deliver? If you're that mom who doesn't like to go through the drive-through or call Domino's, but that's your only resource at the end of a busy day, in 30 minutes, I can show you how to cook a healthy, nutritional meal for your family at a fraction of the cost, but you're going to feel better knowing that you're feeding your family healthier food. This is what people want, but the reality is they're on this rat race on a daily thing to try to get through the end of the day, and it's like it's so easier just to swing by Kentucky Fried Chicken and get a bucket of 12-pack to go, and that's dinner on the table, right? And it doesn't have to be that, because we know that fried food is not good food. It's tasty, but it's not good for you, right? So this is where we have a service that we offer. When you can teach someone how to cook in a smart multi-cooker, that's a service you're offering. And I use the word service. This is a service I provide to my preferred customers. I teach people how. Not, would you like to date a Tupperware party? No, I don't want to date a Tupperware party. I offer a service. Phyllis, I'd love to show you and your girlfriends how you can make a healthy, nutritional meal in 30 minutes or less in the microwave. It's a service that I provide to help people. All you have to do is get 3 or 4 of your girlfriends together over a glass of wine. I'll be there Thursday night. When you make it sound that simple and easy, people are into it. When you make it sound like a chore, people don't want to get involved. So have fun with it, Phyllis. I know you'll do well. Anybody else want to share what you're going to do between now and Friday to make a difference in your business? Jason, you unmuted yourself. I don't know if it's because you were going to say something or you just wanted to unmute yourself.
I was going to share what I did with my aunt. And now she's bought from me in the past, but I talked to her literally for 90 seconds about cooking salmon in the smart multi-cooker, and she bought one.
90 seconds.
Because Lent's coming up and she's busy with work, and I said, you could just pop it in the microwave for 15 minutes, I think you cook it in, and done. She bought it. I took it over and delivered it to her, ran over the recipe with her again, and I'm going to see on Friday if she makes it.
Fantastic. What you can do, Jason, is follow up with her if your schedule permits. So with the Micro Pro Grill, with the smart cooker, stack cooker, what's the other one we have?
Pressure cooker.
Pressure cooker. Thank you. Pressure cooker. With those 4 items, anybody who those are higher price items. Anybody who buys one of those items from me gets me. I'll prepare the first meal for you. I'm sorry. I'll prepare the first meal with you using your microwave and your products. All you need to do is get 3 or 4 people together so that I can show your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers how this product works. I don't call it a party, but I say, hey, you're buying a smart cooker. So one of the things that you get is I'm going to be right there to do your first one with you, so you feel you have the confidence of knowing what to do. All you need to do is buy the ingredients for the recipe you want for your family, get 3 or 4 of your friends together, and I'll be there Friday to show you how it's done. You're in and out in an hour. It doesn't take more than that. Don't make it a full-fledged party. Just walk in with 2 or 3 other. Walk in with the Fridge Smart set and the flyer that shows them the 50% off items. People are going to want to buy the smart cooker and add a 50% off item. You're done. And then you date parties later for other things that you have to offer. Right? So think about it that way. Anybody buys any one of those 4 items, the Micro Pro Grill, the pressure cooker, the smart cooker, the stack cooker. I might have got a little too much sun today. The stack cooker, right? Any one of those 4 items, just from today forward, just know anybody who purchases one of those items gets you for a quick 1 hour demonstration. Like, you're going to literally demonstrate and make the meal with them for their family. They buy the ingredients. It's their product. It's their kitchen. It's their microwave. You just simply step in and point them and say, here's the recipe. You do this. You cut that. You do this. You measure this. Put it together. You don't do it. You just point and tell them what to do. Let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
And got 3 or 4 people sitting around their kitchen table over a glass of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And bam, you're selling. Jason, you do that this week, my friend. You're going to sell 2 or 3 more smart multi-cookers and then put 50% items on top of that. Perfect. Awesome. All right, team. On that note, I'm going to give you the rest of your Sunday night back to you and your family. I want to thank those of you who were able to jump on live. For those of you who are listening to the recording, we're sorry that we missed you Sunday night, but I also want to thank you for taking the time, 30 plus minutes to watch this recording. Your follow-up is to follow up with Brenda, say what you'll do, what's your profit goal this week? I always start with, what's your profit goal? If you say, Brenda, I want to make an extra $100 this week, then you and Brenda will put your heads together to figure it out. Brenda, I want to make $250 this week. You're going to put your heads together to figure it out. Right? If you can't date a host, date one with yourself. There you have it, my friends.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chris.
All right.
Thank
Team,
you.
I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.